text messages from some random guy and wanted me to block the number since I have control of the account. I blocked it, then I went to Craig's website and posted a Askreddit. I won't stand for harassment of my child. Recently, my daughter confided in me that she had been receiving a barrage of sexually suggestive text messages from an unknown individual. I swiftly took action by blocking the number associated with these unwanted communications, utilizing my control over the account. Feeling a sense of outrage and a desire for justice, I created a personal ad on Craigslist, posing as someone curious and inexperienced. The ad asked for explicit descriptions of a hypothetical encounter, and included the phone number of the person who had been sending my daughter those distressing messages. TLDR, I blocked a harassing number and then posted a similar ad to gather evidence. People say they bought our house back 2 months ago. Our lenders put our house on auction by mistake and acknowledge it was a mistake and that they will take care of it. Skip ahead, we start getting these LLC people showing up saying they bought the house and we need to move out. Rumors of our home's ownership have begun to circulate. Approximately 2 months ago, our lenders inadvertently listed our house for auction and have since acknowledged their error, assuring us that the situation will be rectified. However, a new development has emerged. Individuals representing various LLC entities have been visiting our property, claiming to be the new owners and instructing us to vacate the premises. Despite the repeated assurances from our lenders, we have received an eviction summons from one of these LLC entities. We are seeking guidance on the type of attorney we should consult and what potential actions may be taken to resolve this situation in Washington state. Whenever a news site puts up a paywall or makes me create an account, I never use that site again. I don't give a fuck. I don't care if the site guilt trips me. A lot of the extensions to bypass paywalls don't even work a lot of the time either. If the article was interesting, every time a news website implements a paywall or requires me to register for an account, I decide not to use it anymore. I'm unapologetic about my stance. Regardless of the site's attempts to guilt trip me, I see no reason to accommodate their demands. Many extensions designed to bypass paywalls are unreliable and often fail. If an article catches my attention, I simply search for the keywords on Google and find it elsewhere. Is it really necessary to waste time creating multiple accounts or entering payment information just to access news content? I think not. There are plenty of free alternatives available. Original post. He cashed all 5 checks yesterday, including January's rent as well. As you skip. After discovering a disturbing trend in my landlord's behavior, I decided to investigate further. For the past 3 months, he had refused to deposit my rent checks, leaving me in a precarious financial situation. Recently, he finally cashed all 5 outstanding checks, including January's rent. This sudden change has raised more questions than answers. It seems my suspicions were correct. Many users in our community, including you, Skip Jim, suggested that the delay in depositing my checks was likely due to a personal issue, such as a divorce or tax-related problem. Given that he waited until 2017 to cash the checks, I believe one of these explanations is plausible. I'm relieved that this ordeal has come to an end and I appreciate the help and guidance provided by this community. I have a serious femboy porn issue. Okay, I know this sounds like a meme, but I swear it's not. For the past week or so I've been basically addicted to femboy porn. Like I've used it to get off a solid 3 to 4 times this week. I consider myself 100% straight. I have a loving girlfriend. I'm struggling with a persistent and concerning habit. At first glance, it may seem like an absurd confession, but I assure you it's not a joke. Over the past week, I found myself helplessly drawn to femboy pornography, repeatedly resorting to it as a means to achieve satisfaction, approximately 3 to 4 times this week. Despite being confident in my heterosexuality, I have a loving partner with whom I share a deep emotional connection. The thought of her discovering my recent behavior is unbearable, as I know it would devastate her. My actions weigh heavily on my conscience, and I genuinely wish to break free from this cycle. I slept on the couch with my friend's girlfriend. My friend is in Europe and last week my friends came over for a small party. We played drinking games and as people gradually left it ended up being only me and my friend's girlfriend. She said she didn't want to walk home. I spent the night on the couch alongside my friend's partner last week. My friends gathered for a casual gathering at my place. We enjoyed a night of drinking games, but as the evening drew to a close, our group began to disperse. Eventually, it was just my friend's girlfriend and me remaining, and she expressed her reluctance to walk home due to fatigue. I offered her the option of sleeping in my guest room, but we ended up watching a movie together instead. As the night wore on, we both succumbed to sleep, only to wake up with her positioned on top of me. Although our interaction has returned to normal since then, a lingering sense of guilt persists within me. I'm a server and my boss told me I owe him $100 for taxes? I'm in Tennessee and I've been serving at this restaurant for about 3 months. Each day I tip out and I have money taken out of my check for taxes each pay week. I make $2.13 an hour plus tips. My boss approached me and Tennessee server faces uncertainty over tax obligations recently. I found myself in a perplexing situation when my supervisor informed me that I was allegedly owed $100 in back taxes. As a server at this restaurant, I've been diligently working for approximately 3 months. My compensation package includes a base wage of $2.13 per hour, plus tips, which are subject to tax deductions each pay period. My employer takes out a portion of my earnings for federal and state taxes, as is standard practice. My boss requested that I cover the supposed tax debt immediately, and I was expected to fork over the cash on the spot. I was taken aback by this unexpected demand, as I had assumed that my tax obligations would be handled directly with the Internal Revenue Service, IRS, at the end of the year. I'm left wondering why I was required to pay this amount to my employer, when I believed it was the IRS that would ultimately settle my tax liabilities. This experience has left me feeling uncertain and curious about the tax obligations of servers in the service industry. Edit: after re-evaluating the situation, it appears that my employer's request may be in accordance with Tennessee state laws. Under Tennessee Code Annotated Section 505121, employers are I regret not losing my virginity to a prostitute. All those people saying, save your virginity for someone who actually wants to have sex with you instead of a prostitute, can eat my ass. I would have been better off losing my virginity to a prostitute than a rapist gold dig. I wish I had chosen a more unconventional path to losing my innocence. To all those who preach about saving one's first experience for someone with genuine intentions, I have a different opinion. At least a professional encounter would have been a singular, fleeting experience. In contrast, I was subjected to a tortuous 2 weeks with someone who had ulterior motives. A high-priced escort may have seen me only once, but my ex-fiancée was relentless in her pursuit of financial gain, exploiting my vulnerabilities and using me as a means to an end. Her manipulation was relentless, and she even withheld my necessary medication, all while attempting to control my life. Sparkle's racial double standards spark